Hello, and welcome to today's webinar, itracks Realtime and itracks Board Feature Updates. Our goal today is to arm our clients, partners, and their guests with some new tips and tricks to help fuel project execution and the achievement of their goals in 2022. My name is Leon Borner, and I'm the Director of Sales here at itracks, and I'm pleased to host this discussion today. Joining me in our panel are two industry leaders in online qualitative research. First on our virtual stage is Candice Northey. Candice joined itracks in 2003, and in her almost 20 years in the market research industry, she has acquired tremendous experience that has allowed her to develop some of the industry's best practices when it comes to online qualitative research. Specifically, Candice leads a team that works with clients to help help our clients support their online and mobile research needs. Training and process development are a key aspect of her day-to-day as she leads a team focused on innovation and world-class client services. Good morning, Candice.
Good morning.
Joining Candice and I is itracks project developer Troy O'Connor. We consider Troy our jack of all trades, as he is our resident expert on how to leverage our tools and services in creative new ways. Using his extensive skill set and understanding of the software, Troy helps clients optimize their study design using the software suite. His focus is on ensuring they achieve successful outcomes. He does that through his background in interactive media and media design. Troy is perfectly suited to support itracks clients successful of execution projects, and he provides himself on going the extra mile for his clients. Hello, Troy.
Hey, everybody.
We expect that there'll be some questions today. Please, at any time, just put any questions you have into our chat area, and we will circle back to those questions at the conclusion of our updates today. Now, before we get started on the updates in the itracks suite we're here to share, I want to let everyone know that both Candice and Troy have been on the other side of the table, so to speak, as buyers of software as a service. Candice and Troy, as buyers, I'm curious to hear you speak about the importance of working with a product that looks to continually evolve. Candice?
Yeah, so I have to purchase software quite a bit for my team, and I always like the software as a service route. I find it's very clean and straightforward, and I love working with any company that is constantly changing based on client feedback. So what I really like is any of those clients that listen to feedback that I have or my team has for their developers, and then makes adjustments so we can work more efficiently and just easier in general within that platform. So those are when I'm looking for software as a service, I want to see that there is some sort of customer feedback that is going to develop, and make sure that see what kind of development they've done in the past to really, and to see that they're constantly pushing forward based on customer needs.
That's great. And Troy?
Yeah, like for me, I'm a big believer of DIY, do it yourself. So I love the ability to go to a software as a service. An example of this would be Tudio, and dig into their marketing materials and really focus on their APIs. You know, the way these things are done nowadays, it's literally a click of a button and you can integrate a whole thing into your software. So it's really interesting, and that's the kind of stuff that I'd be looking out for.
Yeah, that is great perspective, and really that is one of the things that makes today so exciting for us is, you know, once again, our software team has iterated our product to respond specifically to the voices of our clients. So today we have updates for both our legacy asynchronous board product as well as our flagship offering, Realtime. The first changes we would like to share is an update to our board. Candice, can you walk us through what our most recent changes mean for clients?
Yeah, for sure. So just so everybody is on the same page, what the groups do in board is they allow you to filter your discussion by different subgroups. You get to see the subgroups associated to each user right nested in the discussion area, as I'm showing you here. You can filter by the subgroup. So if I do a filter by female and male, I can see that in this case, their snacking habits are different, and I'm filtering out a poll question. So, and then finally, you can also ask different questions, different groups. So in the case of this study, we had a certain question that went just to product X users. Now, in the past, what you'd have to do is you'd have to go to the groups area, manage groups, edit groups, add your groups in, using the edit function, and then assign your participants to the group, which is great if you have a small number of groups, a small number of participants. Where it was getting really arduous was if you had really large studies, or if you needed some flexibility, like adding segmentations as your study was running. And that's what we really tried to improve on. So if I go to a project with no users in it, and I start from scratch, and I go to that manage groups area or the manage users area, I'm just gonna show it to you in the manage groups area. When I import my users, now anyone that's uploaded users into the software, this looks very familiar. If you import from a file, and then you can select your file, and then down here is the download example file. So this is the template that you would be using. I have one of those templates open already, and if you look at the template, you'll see that we have new items here. This will start off as group 1, group 2, group 3. I've adjusted it slightly already, but you can put in your own groups and assign people to which group they belong to by using an X. So just to show you what this looks like filled out, for this snacking study, I have my sweet, my salty, my product X purchaser, my males, females, and then all the other details I need to upload into the software. I've saved this on my computer, and all I have to do is select it from my downloads folder or whatever it is. So for me, it's in my downloads folder. I'm going to import it. And just like that, my groups are uploaded. So really what I would do in this case is take my screening information. So usually that's a quant survey, put it into my participant file, make my updates and upload it. And it's a lot easier and way more accurate than doing it manually. Now, as I mentioned, it also adds a little bit of flexibility, because if you take and add to that initial file that you have set up, so for example, let's say you decide halfway through your study you need to add another segment to really filter on, because people are falling out into different groups. You can go ahead and you can add a new segment and assign your participants that way. You can also add more participants in, and then you can reassign any participants. So you can see here that I want to take the product Y purchaser away from this person, and I can say no. Now, you could probably do this as easy on the site for changing the categorization, but if you have like a number of people you need to change, this is probably a much quicker way to do it. Now going back to here, if I import this new list with my updates, and close this, I have my new categories in there, my new people are in there, and I have my changes in place. And it's as simple as that.
Thank you, Candice. Yeah, that was a great update, but when I think about, changes, I really think about it in terms of payoff. And so, can you just offer a comment on what is the payoff to our clients with this most recent update?
Yeah, there's two big things that stand out. First of all, it's just time saving. If you had a lot of users or a lot of groups, you just probably wouldn't really do it. You would just say, okay, this is just too much work to do it. I will do it in another way. So the time saving is quite remarkable. The ease of use has increased a lot. And then the flexibility. Previously, it was kind of, kind of a pain to have to go ahead and change things manually. If you're adding themes, like if you found themes in your research that you wanted to kind of acknowledge in that segmentation, it was really hard to do. But this just really adds all of that to being able to do that in the board.
Yeah, anytime our product can give our clients back hours of time on a project execution basis is tremendously valuable. And that agility that you speak to, those are just two commodities these days that there's such a premium on. There's a finite amount of time and resources available to all of us, and being able to give people back time is something that we're really excited about sharing. So thank you for that update. Our next updates that we'd like to share today is with respect to Realtime. Our most recent release breaks down the Realtime updates into 3 key areas. The first is improved workflows for project managers and moderators. Candace will share a little bit about those. The second is the enhanced moderator controls, which I will take us through. And the third is the new features to our reporting area, with which both Troy and I will share. Candace, can you get us please started on the improved workflows in Realtime?
Yeah, for sure. So workflows is actually something we've had for a while, and what the workflows do is they basically connect the Realtime software to other software external to itracks. So the most likely scenario here is that you are having your participants fill in a screener survey, and there's a way to redirect them right into either a time selection piece within the itracks software, or within right directly into an activity. And we've used that in a number of ways, either with our live events research or tons of times with interview scheduling. So that's typically what we've done. What we've done now is we've really enhanced some of the items around observer access in particular, which means that if you are an agency level or above and you have access to these integrations and workflows, we can help you by creating a single sign-on link for your observers. What that single sign-on link does is it creates the user right in the software. It still gives them their own unique login information if they need it, but they can continue to use that link if they want to. So it still gives you that security of making sure it's just the people you need within your groups while giving you a single sign-on. The observers still get all the activities in the study. They can add those to their calendars right from the interface. They just, it's just easier to do. And I know a lot of times my clients would say, well, I know a couple of the observers that might be joining, but I don't know them all, and they really like to share these links. And so this was a solution to that we were hearing again and again.
Yeah, the ease of access and use for observers is something that we had heard loud and clear from our clients, and so being able to release this update is something that we're really pleased to share today. Thank you, Candace. Next, I'd like to share about the enhanced controls for moderators. Another piece of feedback that we've received about the product is that the moderators would like to maintain more control over the audio in the main room. So you have asked and we have answered. Now our moderators can control the audio on both an individual and group basis in the main discussion room. Troy is going to help me show you how. Once you've begun a real-time video focus group session, the moderators will now find access to a new audio button and slider found near the top of the screen. This will allow them to have greater control over 2 key audio elements in the room. First, now the moderator can mute individual participants. This is quite helpful if one of our participants is in an area that has a lot of background noise, a barking dog, for example. By pressing this button here, you can see that the moderator is able to bring the participant audio to silent while still allowing that participant to hear and see everything that is going on in the main discussion room. The moderator can also mute the entire main discussion area. This development, again, was based on moderator feedback, as we had heard that clients would like to see them have the ability to mute the room while media or stimuli are being shared. Additionally, each user can control the volume in the main room by using the slider seen here. Where we see the greatest value in this new feature is when the project design requires an interpreter or translator in the back room. With the slider, an observer is now able to adjust the volume in the main room to allow them a better ability to hear the translator simultaneously in the back room. This really ensures that the clients are getting the most out of the focus group discussion and able to really hear the comments that are coming through the translator or interpreter's voice. Our other updates for real-time have to do with the reporting area. Our clients continue to tell us how much they love the HD quality audio and video, and that the isolated video feeds of participants is tremendously valuable for their client reports. One thing we've been asked to do is to allow clients access to that reporting area. Prior to this release, only moderators and project managers could access the reporting area. Now, that is no longer the case. Project managers can provide client observers direct access, should they choose to the reporting area. Instead of downloading their video assets and making them available to clients in a secure share file site, for example, our users can now allow the clients to get direct entry into the reporting area to review videos at their convenience. Our other exciting development is that automated transcription has been fully enabled in real time for our users. No longer will you have to outsource a third-party transcription service. Realtime provides it for you. At the conclusion of your group or interview activity, and once the video renders, automated machine transcripts will appear in your reporting area. Those can be accessed here by simply pressing the download button. Now I'm going to go to the questions that we've got from our audience today. Candace, our first question is, are these grouping capabilities available now?
Yeah, they are. The release was last week, so they are available right now, and you're able to use it if you have groups running.
Fantastic. We've got another question about the board update. Is there a maximum number of groups that I can set up?
99, so that's quite a few, but 99 is the maximum number of groups at this time.
Great. The next question that we've got from the audience is, how soon will my transcripts be available after my focus group or interview? So I can take that one. Really, as soon as the video renders and processes through the system, the transcripts will be available. It's almost with relative immediacy, and you know, you're able to download them right after the conclusion of your group once the video processes. Now, Candace, you've been a buyer of a lot of third-party transcription service, so I'm sure that this is a question that will come to you often. Can you talk to us about the accuracy of the transcripts?
Yeah, so I don't have the exact numbers, but the last time I looked at the service that we use, it's about 90% accuracy for typical consumer groups. I can tell you that in my experience using a lot of different services, even very recently, I find that the quality is quite good. Where I think that people would save time have the biggest benefit is just the fact that with a third-party service, you'd have to download the files and upload them and then download them again, whereas you're getting them all in one place. But in terms of accuracy, it's about 90%. Pharmaceutical might be a little bit different. It would be spelling it out phonetically, but still quite good.
Yeah, one of the comments I heard from a client the other day is that not only were they pleased with the accuracy of the transcription, but also the breaks in the speech, right? So identifying the different speakers and providing the different breaks and pauses in between, you know, whether sentences or statements, you know, they were really pleased and found that the file was very easy to sort of manipulate and manage and use for the reporting after the fact. So I appreciate that comment about accuracy, Candace. Here's a really great question. So Candace, you made using the group function look really easy. Where can I learn how to use that new feature?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that we have at itracks is weekly knowledge share sessions that go through anything you might need to to go through. We can definitely send you the link to sign up. We ask you to do a quick short survey beforehand so we know what you're wanting to go through. They are group sessions with, might have a number of people, but the whole core idea is to have a group learning session with a senior member of the client success team to walk you through what you might need to know. So yeah, we can send out that link afterwards to sign up if people want to do that.
Yeah, thank you. And one of the things, I have to give you a lot of credit here. One of the things I really appreciate about, our ability to share and onboard, share knowledge and onboard clients is, you've built your knowledge base and learning materials to appeal to all different learning types. So we've got resources for, your kinesthetic learners, the hands-on learners. We've got resources for auditory learners and for visual learners. And so, kudos to you and the team for setting those resources up. The next question is, again, going back to transcription, is talking about language services. So are the transcripts available in any language, Candace?
They are. So any language that itracks has, the transcripts are available. So if you have a group in simplified Chinese, you will get transcripts in simplified Chinese. If you have a group in French, you'll have transcripts in French. They are automated machine transcripts, so keep that in mind. English is probably the most accurate, but it gives you a good basis point to start your analysis off of. And the accuracy is not that bad. We do have English, in the case of the languages I said, we have French and Chinese speakers in-house at itracks, and they have said that the accuracy is pretty good. To quantify it, I'd have to look at a larger number than just the numbers that I've heard back, though.
Yeah, great comments. And the other thing I would add to that is, always, reach out to your client account executive, reach out to our live chat online to ask us a question about a specific language. We cover a very broad spectrum of languages across the world, but, always good to reach out to us to make sure that the language that you're interested is covered. But there's, we haven't been challenged with too many that we haven't been able to satisfy so far. Oh, here's a great question, is how many participants does itracks real-time application support in a group?
Yeah, so right now we don't recommend more than 8. You can do more than 8, but you find that there is an increase in connectivity issues. We have had clients do like 10, 12, but we do caution against it from a moderation perspective. It's a little bit much, but 8 is usually what we recommend for a max, but we can go over. You just might see a few more issues with keeping connections up and live and running.
Yeah, certainly the software will support more in the room, but I think from a best practices and high level execution standpoint, I think that sweet spot is really 4, 6, 8. But certainly happy to talk to anybody about an individual project design to talk about, how many groups and how many participants to get into that main room. The single observer login available now, is that available now? And so the answer is yes. With our most recent release, that is certainly available to you. And if you need some help on how to access that or how to best leverage that new feature, again, certainly anybody from our client services or client account executive team would be more than happy to show you that or share any of the learning materials with you. Let me see here. Questions about the login process and the automated tech check process. So this is one that we get asked all the time. And so Candace, I'll start with answering this one, but if you've got any further comments to share, then, please jump in. So yeah, when we launched Realtime, one of the things that we were solving for was the ability to make sure we get as many people access in a stable way into the product as possible. And so one of the features of Realtime is the automated technical assessment that our software team has layered into it. And so as a user or as an invitee, as a participant into a research study, you're provided a registration link. And so that registration link takes you directly to a page that asks you to set a password. Once that password is set as an individual user, it takes you to the ability, or sorry, it takes you to a page, excuse me, for an online technical assessment. So that technical assessment will test for 4 things. First being the strength of your internet signal. The second being the stability of your connection. The third is, can we access your audio? And the fourth being, can we access your camera successfully? And that test takes about 2 minutes to make sure that we can test for the stability in the signal. About 92% of first-time users have no trouble getting in, and they successfully pass that assessment. Of that remaining 8% of users, they're provided 2 options. The first is to connect to Candace and the client services team through a toll-free number where we can help to do some troubleshooting over the phone. The second would be to log into our live chat and get some support via the live chat mechanism. And thankfully, we're able to report that it is a very, very small handful of the users that aren't able to successfully get in their first attempt. Some is to do with an external third-party firewall that is very strong and doesn't want to talk with the software. Another might be certain VPNs that are very restrictive in allowing outside softwares to access it. So what I would say is the tech check process is something that we are always continually looking at. I mean, our main goal is to have the most stable and accessible video focus group, interview text chat group product in the marketplace, and we really believe that we've done that. Candace, is there anything that you wanted to add with respect to the technical assessments?
Yeah, so I think you really captured most of what I would say about the technical assessments. They are things that we're constantly updating. We consistently give feedback to our software team. Our help desk is very connected to the development team, and so they are constantly putting in any bugs that they might find with that technical assessment and just that onboarding process in general. So it's something that we're always improving on. We're always giving feedback on, and we have some great ideas on how to even develop that further. So it's kind of a next big thing for our software team, is just to really look at that access improvements.
Yeah, thank you for that, Candace. Troy, actually, this one I'm going to come to you. I'd love to get some perspective on you because this is certainly your area of expertise, and that's to do with media management. So, one question that we've had from the audience is, can you talk to us a little bit more about the video outputs that I get as a real-time user, and how easy are they to use as part of my client report?
For sure, they're really easy. So basically, we just showed you the reports page today. You can literally go to that page, download your full focus group, individual participants. And what's really cool is that if you use any editing software or anything like, for example, Adobe Premiere or Final Cut, you can upload the documents into the editor, and it will break out each of the video as well as the audios, so who is talking and which audio line is associated with that participant or moderator. And it's really awesome because what you can then do is you can either just move the moderator's audio feed away, and then you can go through the participant only, and then you can do your edits and cuts and export them for your reports. There's examples of that on our YouTube channel. We actually have used our software for some marketing material, so feel free to go to itracks YouTube, and then you'll see some example of how that actually works.
Yeah, thanks, Troy. Those are great comments. I appreciate that. We've got just a comment from the audience that I'd love to share that I think is really, really prescient, which is accuracy is a benefit of being able to upload participant groups into board. Sorry, accuracy is a benefit of being able to upload participant groups into a board. Entering group info manually is prone to error. If I have an Excel file with the grouping info already, the opportunity for mistakes is eliminated. And that is a fantastic comment, and certainly one that I'm glad to share. Anytime we can take the human element out of certain data entry aspects, the chances of success are much, much greater. So, we've had fantastic engagement from our audience today and a number of really great questions, and really thrilled to be able to share these updates today. Thank you very much, Candice and Troy, for joining me as part of this panel today and sharing the real-time and board updates for our audience. We're thrilled to have so many of you join us today. The recording will become available shortly after today's webinar and will be distributed for those that were not able to attend live. And for those that have joined us today, thank you very much for your support. Look for an email from us following up with a copy of this recording. Thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic day.
Bye, everyone.